We are back with Joey, and in the last chapter, he was meeting special ed and checking out his new school, and we left it with special ed saying, "It's time we look at the big picture. What if I told you your home life was part of the problem?" So we're going to see what that means. Chapter 11 is called Shifting Gears. I was bouncing an orange Nerf ball against the front door as I sat on the porch. I did it over and over for about an hour. I wasn't locked out. I was just waiting for Mom. When I saw her turn the corner on Queen Street, about 5 houses down, I just kept throwing the ball harder and harder until she started up the sidewalk. Then I turned and let it all out. "He said you were part of the big picture," I shouted. "That I said I cut off Maria's nose, not you, and he said this was all not about Maria's nose. This was about how I make decisions. I told him I had dud meds, and he wanted to know what doctors you had taken me to. I told him I didn't know and that you rescued me from Grandma, and he said special ed was going to help me get better. What does that mean?" Whew, that's a lot to unload on a mom as she walks in the door. I don't think she even made it in the door. "Calm down. You don't have to shout. And stop picking at your head," she said, and glanced over her shoulder to see if the neighbors were listening. "Let's go inside and take some medicine and talk about it. And who is he, anyway?" "Special ed," I replied. "Oh, yeah, the guy with 2 names," she muttered. We went into the house, and I kept talking, but Mom didn't listen. "This place is a mess," she said, and shook her head. "What have you been doing?" "I was flipping out," I said. "The bus driver called me a foster child, and I thought they had taken you away because of what I had done to Maria. I called you at work, but you couldn't come to the phone. So I kept calling, but Tiffany said you were unavailable. And I thought they arrested you instead of me. Then later I thought you got sick of me and ran off again, and I told that to special ed, and he said that my home life was a big part of my problem." "You told me you were not going to tear the house apart looking for your meds," she said. "I had a bad day," I said. "We all have bad days," she replied. "You just have to deal with them." Mom reached into her purse and took out the plastic vial of medicine for me. She took 1 pill into her hand. "You didn't leave a number where you could be reached. Otherwise, I would have called you back." She slipped half a pill between my lips. After I swallowed, I went to the refrigerator to get her the Mountain Dew as she pulled the amaretto out from under the sink. She mixed herself a drink, and I dropped a red cherry in it. "So he said I'm to blame?" she asked after a minute. "He wanted to know how I felt after you abandoned me." "I left you with your grandmother." "She was mean, and I told that to special ed too." "What else did you tell him?" "About Dad. And about our days, from when I wake up to when I go to bed. Everything." "Did you tell him that I love you and I go to work every day at the beauty parlor and listen to everyone talk about their perfect kids and how sick that makes me because, for one, I don't believe their kids are perfect, and because number 2 is they pretend their kids are perfect so they can look down on kids like you and parents like me?" She stood there and made another drink. "If you have 2 drinks, does that mean I can have 2 meds?" "No, it does not. And I wish you wouldn't go around telling strangers what we do at home. Special ed said he's here to help me and that things would get worse before they get better." "He's right on that score," she said. "You tell him things might get worse for him, too." And she drank that drink down like it was water and mixed another while I just stared at her. "No, don't tell him that," she said, calming down. "It was a bad day for me, too. I thought about you at work all day, and I worried about you, and the more I thought about what you would tell them about us, the more embarrassed I was. I came back for you, but just coming back isn't enough. It's not just about having a roof over our heads. It's about what is in our heads. Do you get what I'm saying?" "Yeah, I spoke with a diet lady today, and she said I don't eat right for my body, too." "Now, what did you tell her?" Mom asked, and she lost her cool again. "That I like chocolate donut holes and tater tots and nachos that you never make me eat, and that you never make me eat what I don't like." "And what's wrong with that?" "She said I need vegetables and salads and grains and asked if I take vitamins. I told her I eat a Reese's peanut butter cup every morning because you said peanut butter was good for me." "I need another drink," she said. "Special ed asked me if you drink," I said. She whipped around and she said, "And what did you tell him?" "That you drink," I said. "You do?" I pointed at the bottle in her hand. See? And Special Ed said that if I didn't tell the truth, I wouldn't get better. Well, I spoke to Mr. Van Ness today, she said, and mixed the drink. It's the same guy. He's Special Ed. I know. He called me after you left his office. What did he say? I'm not telling, she said. That's one of the differences between you and me. I know how to keep my mouth shut. I can't help it that I talk too much. Try, she said. Try not drinking, I said. Why is it that one of us has to be right and one of us has to be wrong? She asked. Why does it always come down to that? Don't ask me why, I said, and pushed my fingers into my ears not to hear a word. She pulled my hands away. Sometimes you really get under my skin, she said. Sometimes I think it would be easier chasing after your dad than it is chasing after you. But you love me more, I said. You said so yourself. You are such an imp, she growled. I just smiled my big smile, and one where my eyes close up and I can't see anything but the inside of my face, which is like wearing a great big Halloween yellow smiley face mask. Come on, she said. Let's be bad for another day and let's order a pizza. Can we get vegetables on it? I asked. I promised I'd eat more. Yeah, like what? Mushrooms, green peppers, onions? Don't forget the salad. Get real, she said. They don't make salad pizza. Salad is the opposite of pizza. Salad is for rabbits and pizza is for people who love cheese and sausage and pepperoni. And that happens to be us. Well, this is another long chapter, so we're going to pause there and continue our chapter tomorrow.